Now, some people do all different, and I'm sure if you really want to put some time in it, you can. But I kind of treat my bronzer as my contour. Like you see, I'm using it as a contour widely. So that it also is just kind of a bronzer. It's not just, a contour for that, just that one little spot. It kind of spreads out a little, and therefore gives it a little bit of color. I do not like bronzing brushes. I really don't. They're just too big, and that's not how I like to use them. So, but a true bronzing brush is supposed to be non-defining. It's not a contouring brush, so we'll just see how this goes. And just get nice and bronzed under the fatty. And of course, y'all know the end of the nose, because I got a very big bulbous end of my nose. And chin some. Let's do a little bit of blush. So what are y'all thinking? You're sitting here looking at me. What are y'all thinking? I'd like to have your thoughts below of what you think of not only the coloring. Did they get a good color match on me? But also, did they, it just kind of feels sticky, y'all, to be honest. But it's also very hot in here right now, too. And I'm kind of overdoing it on the blush again. I don't know why I've been doing that the past few days. Right on the balls for the chin. And this is what I meant about just using the powder. This is just kind of a light powder that comes in my blush kit. It's not really a pale pink. But I'm just going to use a dual fiber brush, face brush, and just kind of dust this off. So it does have powder, not a true face powder. That's on purpose. I don't want a true face powder on this. Okay. Okay. Kind of trying to tone it down a little bit too. Okay, so that's the end of the foundation look. What do y'all think with bronzer and blush on it and everything? Just obviously no eye makeup, but oh, that's right, I did get a free liner. So let's just do a wing liner look real quick. Yeah, a little eyeshadow to it, but let's just see how the wing liner does. Okay, it's a felt liner. Ooh, it's very, very precise to be a felt liner. So I'm going to give myself a couple of wings. I like to do that lately. So it looks like little eyelashes. I'm going to stay very close to the lashes. Just make sure when you force them really well. I like to lay it flat on my fingers like this so that I can make a better line. Okay. That's good. I might do 3. I'm going to go up here. What do y'all think? It's bleeding a little. Not bleeding. It's skipping a little. So I'm having to touch it up a good bit. And now it's not so close to the lash. But what do y'all think? Let's see if I can do the exact same thing over here. Look about the same. And then when I put mascara on, I'm going to have to let this completely dry for a while. Because obviously we all know I should have done my eyelash curler first because it'll take this right back off. I'm finding this already feel like it's drying out, so I'm not a huge fan of this. I wouldn't buy it. It's not bad to be free. I think part of it is the fact that it's so thin is part of why it's probably doing well, because I don't feel like the formula is that good. I don't know, it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. It's a little more even, but then again, do you see what that did? It just went up. It's not a very good application, to be honest. I keep having to correct it because it's that spongy pen. It's not going exactly where I'm wanting it to, but you know, could be the operator, the person doing it. So I wouldn't probably buy this, to be honest with you. I wouldn't. But I don't know about this foundation. I think I'm going to have to see how this foundation plays out today, to see if, you know, it starts out feeling a little tacky. I did have to add a little powder, which I don't like to do, and I don't have to do with my Chanel or my Bourjois, or a lot of them. I don't believe if you put a bunch of foundation on your skin, you should do a lot of powder afterwards. Yes, it does set it. I'd rather do a setting spray to set it, because it makes it look so dry to use powder. And again, if you were going to use powder, why wouldn't you just use powder foundation? That's what I'm thinking. So, I think I am going to add a little color in the crease. I feel like it's kind of sticking to some areas, and I feel like I blended really well for it to be doing that. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe that's because that's how it's great coverage. Who knows? Alright. I am going to use, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, and I am, actually, let me go ahead and do my eyeshadow first. Now let's just pick up whatever we've got. Boy, is this old. How'd this get in my drawer? This is the Volcano Goddess. What is that? Jouet. Oh God, I remember that. And I think this is a whole face kit. It sure is. Remember this one? That's a good kit. It's a really good kit. Let's use it. Okay. I'm going to use, actually I'm going to use this facial highlighter here to go under my brow. A little shimmer right there. In the inner corner. Both eyes. The reason I go back and forth is to really blend it into the skin holes, the pores. I'm so weird. Nose holes is nostrils. Skin holes is pores, Beth. Just want to get the pores really good. I feel like I got in pretty good on the tear duct. If I wanted to, I can take that on out. Since we did a pretty heavy wing, I don't want to unhighlight that, so I'll just put it right on the lid. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it over to the back to kind of go right under here and just neutralize that area a little with this color. It's almost like a white or creamy white matte, and I don't want to really overdo it right now on the this color. Actually, I'm going to go ding ding. Ding ding. I'm going to use this kind of rosy mauve. Yeah, I think that might be good. Come down right in front here, in front of the brow. Put And see, because I put that kind of creamy white first, it's a powder and it's blending in. It makes it easier for transition, since I don't feel like that right there is a good transition color, but I'll try it. Does it even show up? Yeah, it's a little too white in the pink. I mean, it looks okay. In fact, I'll just go ahead and use it. You know what? I don't feel like this has very good pigmentation, y'all. I wonder if that's why I didn't use it much, because I'm like, why would I not use such a pretty color palette? Let's get right under here real good. You don't ever want this area right here too white when you're older, because you are puffy there. So you always want to put something in. This whole area right here is puffy and drops down. So you want to color it darker, not lighter. And if you can, make it even defined depth, like, you know, a little darker in the crease, and come up a little, so that when that section drops down, it doesn't actually look like a hooded eye. Do you see what I mean? Okay. What do you think of that? I don't know. Right, what do I need? I need one of these, I believe. I'm going to use one of these dark colors to line with on my brow. Now, what you really should be using if you're using a brush like this is true brow pomade, but I just use a blend of this kind of darker, it's almost like a dark plum and chocolate brown. And so I'm also not overdoing it as far as what